Welcome back to Freedom to Think broadcast. I'm your host, Jeff, and today we have some breaking news. It appears that Joe Biden has jumped ship. He is admitting defeat and, in fact, jumping on the Trump train. You heard it here first, folks, from the horse's mouth himself. This is unedited. Go.
Turn this primary from a campaign that's about negative attacks into one about what we're for, because we cannot get reelected. We cannot win this reelection. Excuse me, we can only reelect Donald Trump.
Can you imagine being a staffer for this guy? I mean, what an absolute nightmare. He has everything at his disposal, the entire media industry on his side, and he just can't say basic stuff that he needs to say. Here's another one.
Our education policy should reflect what we've learned. We know that there's so much more to finish the job, and we can do it.
He said we know that. But what do we know? We don't know, because he never got to the thing. He just jumped right past it. This is seriously becoming a comedic thing for people.
Find out what language this is.
And Jeff Isaacson, United Brotherhood of Carpenters, and Don Finn, IBW, and Robert Reiter, Reader, R-E-I-T-E-R, Reader. You know, if I can digress for just a second, last night I was on the television. I was on the telephone.
The man is utterly incoherent.
And this side of the room, Pam Meredith, Phyllis Creed.
He never called a meeting.
When you build a charging station, it's like back in the day when my grandpa worked for the American Oil Company back in the turn of the 1920 in that area. They went from state to state convincing people that allow them to put 20,000 gallons of gasoline under the ground. They didn't want them around.
Oh, dear me. Despite the media protection racket, President Biden's poll numbers have plummeted, particularly with independents. As they say, you can fool some of the people all of the time and all of the people some of the time. We cannot fool all of the people all of the time.
But it's totally true. The guy is a walking disaster, 80, going into running for president again. And his team isn't that much better. You can see, obviously, he doesn't make his own tweets, okay? Anyone with a brain knows that. Here's one from Joe Biden. I make no apologies for being the most pro-union president in American history. Community notes from Elon. They aren't just letting the Democrats freely lie like they had been. It says, on December 22nd, 2022, President Biden signed a bill to block the railroad union from striking. Do you remember that? So the guy's a nightmare. He's a gaffe machine. And apparently, he's going to try to help reelect Donald Trump.
We can only reelect Donald Trump.
We'll see if he has a course correction or if he passes on. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. If Joe Biden doesn't make it, I'd say in the great beyond, he would get his cognitive function back and most likely have the mental clarity to vote for Fetterman. Because we all know that's who the Democrats have on the bench. Call in Frankenstein. That's all I got for you today on Freedom to Think broadcast. Please like, share, subscribe, racing towards that 100K, and comment what you'd like to see next. But I'm here with Joe Biden, Trump 2024.